Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for taking a gamble on Nebula Jazz. That's good. Thank you. That was the perfect response. The abortive, not quite a laugh. We're going into hour 3 of today's episode. So it is Basil's turn. Basil, you're playing the slow game, and I don't just mean slow back. You're building up your chances here. You can make an attack if you want to, or you can create another aspect, reinforce an existing aspect. What do you feel like doing here, Jesse?
Well, I want to at least try to make some money, right? So I'm gonna keep going back to it and trying again.
Okay. All right. So you want to make an attack?
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you're attacking. Like this whole plan just seems
Sucks
like
is the worst plan ever.
No, it seems like you're just being really careful, right? You're playing it like one step at a time, kind of slowly building up.
I'm trying to.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
All right. So careful it is.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. 3. Security.
Whoa!
Oh, thank God.
Security gets a -2.
Thank God.
I'm gonna have to spend one of my last
Does
2.
Basil also get a +1 from me?
Yes, yeah. So Basil gets a 4. So let me re-roll that trash. I'm down to 1 fate point for the scene, and this time I get a 3. That's much better. Okay, so you got me by 1. Do you want to use beginner's luck to or your fate point to push that further?
No, I think the +1's fine.
Okay, so you're okay with just taking it over 1. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna take a consequence. So let me add that. I'll put it over on the right here for security. So security's first one, they have the -2 level is let's call it mildly distracted. Actually, I'm gonna call it busy night. Lots going on. It's a busy night. Security's got So they've now taken their -2 and they've taken 1 of their stress boxes. So anybody can use busy night to continue that momentum towards success. But so you're starting to build up. They're paying attention to not only the suspicious stuff that's happening, but the people who are being successful, right? So they can monitor them for cheating, but also manage them. So if you get to a certain threshold, they'll be like, "Hey, you wanna?" come to the high roller area so we can keep a better eye on you, but also to reward you for spending money. So it's starting to work. Luna, you have fled to the little sentient.
Luna so cautiously. Luna.
Little room. So you rush in, and there's a big mirror. There is alternating red and black tile. There are some stalls, and there's a giant kind of toad-looking oblong 6-legged thing applying a push pop to its face, and
Right.
and looking in the mirror with what you can only assume is its eye. It's got a compound looking object on top of it, and it's sort of leaned over on the counter and is rubbing this color stick on itself. And you bust in, and it turns its kind of froggy bulk towards you nervously.
I pass out.
You just fall down?
Not just pass out, but towards the froggy bulge person thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I in its direction. So hopefully my intention is that they'll scream or call for help. And that will get security in there to assist with me.
Right. So you run in here and pretend to pass out.
With fake blood all over me, yes.
Okay, good. Good. That's great. That's a good plan. So, I mean, this is a flashy action. And I think you're just attacking with flashy.
I swear to God, if you get a 5, I swear, I'm done. Come on.
So we're tied, but you got fate points. You also have your knockout. You have your knockout gas bomb. What would you like to do?
No, I gotta save that. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Wait, I have 2 fate points left, right?
Yes.
What happens? Nothing happens. It's just like some lady just like, whatever.
If we stay tied, you don't harm security, but you gain a boost. So you get a boost.
Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I was looking at all the stuff next to my name and it's all negative, I think. So, I guess I'll gain a boost off of it. And yeah. Can it be sister from another mister? Because drunk ladies in the bathroom are always like super friendly. If you go in crying, they're like, "Oh my God, I got you."
I feel the thing is I feel like you're the fact that you're a human being is getting in the way of recognizing that like you just want like you picked a random washroom and ran in like the two of you may have nothing in common at all.
I'm like having eggs right now, laying
There's a
eggs.
giant slug lady in there, and you come in crying. She's like, "Get a grip," and just like slithers out.
I mean, yeah, she might try and eat you if you pass out. Is the thing like?
No, we tied. She can't eat me, but okay, fine.
I mean, you could have something about like that she'd like go get help or something. But I don't think that. I think honestly, she would just let you pass out and like step over you and leave, right? And just be like, okay.
Which like the security outside maybe sees me as she leaves, just on the floor. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to spend one of your fate points, this can be a successful attack, and you can actually do some damage. But I think she's gonna just try to like be like, you have there is a free boost too available over here for security having a busy night.
I don't want to take someone else's good roll. My rolls have been terrible all night. I just want a boost. I guess it'll be, I don't know, whatever. I don't know, a crazy Friday night. I don't know. Where basically like she's just acting like I think the reason that it's not successful is because she doesn't know how to act. She just doesn't know how to act like this, and so she's failing at it because she doesn't know how to be like the crazy drunk space girl or whatever, the casino girl that hits on the guys and gets all the money and uses people. Like, she doesn't know how to be that, and so it's not working. People are just like, what's wrong with you?
We'll throw down another one. You have a boost called "There's some weird lady passed out in the bathroom."
Yeah.
So the story of this weird drunk girl wandering around the bar poking people and then passed out in the back. You're gonna get thrown out right quick. Just be aware that that's coming. But you can use that as a continued smokescreen for what's actually going on.
This is weird, but
so security, they're having an off night.
Forget security happens before me.
It's security's turn. Security again. This is just about them maintaining a grip on what's going on, understanding all of the stuff that's happening in the situation. Who's going to defend against security, and how do you do it? I actually feel like Luna, you're going to have to be the one who defends on this one because you're making the biggest scene.
okay.
So. Yeah, I think that the attack here is that they're going to send someone to just like be like, all right, honey, get the hell out of here, and they want to try to throw you out. How are you going to defend against that?
How many people are coming to get me?
I mean, like I think two people come in. Two security aliens come in to like pick you up and take you out. They're
How
like,
far away
this weird lady's passed out on the floor. Let's get her and throw her in the alley and not worry about her anymore. It's someone else's problem.
How far away am I from the like entryway to get into, like, is someone actually in the place we're trying to get?
No one is in there yet. No.
Well, I was gonna say I don't even know.
Yeah,
Am I
this
close
whole,
to
I
it?
mean, this whole thing is to put Basil at least, but maybe some other people into the inner sanctum.
And am I close to that? Because I've worked my way across the floor.
It's not about physically getting in, right? Because it's on another level. There's an elevator that goes up to the top where the tournament is taking place.
Okay. Light
Uh-huh.
When they come in, I smoke bomb them and take their security card.
Okay. Well, so this is you defending. So you're gonna defend with the smoke
Should I
bomb.
not
which-
do this?
You can, but so you won't. You're just purely defending
I
in
can't
this case.
attack them though, so
No.
I can't attack them. So my smoke bomb doesn't do shit in the end.
But you can use your smoke bomb to knock them out. That can be a form of defense. That's fine. It can be a defensive smoke bomb. So they come in and yeah, one of them is like, ugh, and they go to pick you up, and you feel them like lean in, and you get like a tentacle around one arm and a claw around the other as they start to lift you up off the floor. And I get I only got a 1, so you don't have to defend very hard. And you're going to defend with sneaky, right? Because you're pretending to be unconscious. And
Totally. I'm really good at being sneaky. Are you fucking... I hate this. I'm going to use my free thing.
Which
Knockout
one?
gas bomb.
The bomb. Okay. All right.
That's 2.
Okay. All right. So they come in because the big frog lady hopped out to go get someone. They come in to get rid of you, and then they go to pick you up, and there's a bang, and the room fills with gas, and the two of them slump over. And I imagine we see you stand up with your gas mask on in the cloud.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Okay.
Okay. So meanwhile, Artemis.
Yeah, I wanted to so that security would stop thinking that maybe Basil is cheating. I would like to, with my sleight of hand street urchin skills, I would like to plant evidence of somebody else cheating that will like draw their attention.
Sure. Okay. And do you want this? You're actually in the position to make the best like attacks on security because you still have 4 fate points.
Right.
So is that something you would like to do?
Yes.
I think also you might be the sneakiest person in the group.
She, in every
close.
aspect,
She's pretty close.
she is the most qualified. To do this.
You should
Yeah,
you should be like ninjaing your way through the like vents and stuff while all this is going on, right? You should be solid snaking this
Well,
shit.
what would I even do from the vents?
Shoot some people, steal some stuff. I don't know. I'm not like I'm not a player character here. That's not my job. I'm just saying. Okay.
Casino Royale had 2 paths.
Yeah.
One was killing the guards,
Yeah,
and one was at the table.
the two prong. This plan is a very complicated fork, rather than like a.
Luna's
servant.
already fucking.
If we're a 4-pronged fork, Luna's
smoke bombing people.
prong is bent upwards. It
Yes,
is
that's true.
unusable.
Listen, if I had not failed every roll, I would have been a lot different right now. Okay. If I had just not
You
failed
never
that,
know what RNG is gonna do to you.
If I hadn't failed at everything I tried to do, then
Yeah.
this would be different.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Artemis, you're gonna try to plan
oh god,
with your sneaky, and I will
Yeah.
I will roll, and we'll see what happens.
Come on, Artemis.
got a 3.
Yeah.
Okay. A 3. I also got a 3. We are
Okay.
tied, Artemis. So you did mention you have particular skills.
I do. I'm an urchin. I'm a Benghazi street urchin. I've had to steal quite a few things in my life, and I know how to like get in and get out real fast. Normally to take things, but this time to plant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that puts you at 5. So that's 2 over. Do you wanna keep going? Because there's a bunch of other free stuff. Like you have your own that you made. You have Shadowy Man from a Shadowy Planet, and you have Busy Night too, available to you to tag. And I only have 1 fate point. So
So if I use Busy Night, that's not free, right?
it is free. Yeah. Anywhere where there's a there's like an open bracket that isn't in red. And here I'll turn this one blue so you can see it. So yeah, if there's an open bracket in red, that means it belongs to me. So Mingasi Disguise Serum, if I want, I can bring it in, and then Rex is 2. But High Roller Dossier, Beginner's Luck, Shadowy Man from a Shadowy Planet, and Busy Night for security those are all yours.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use Busy Night. Like they're fed up at this point. this guy is very obviously cheating, and they're ready to just like take this out on somebody and like show that they're the security and they're gonna maintain order.
Okay. So it was 3v3, then you bumped it up with your urchin skills, and then you also took the free one, so
So it's now a 7.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take their second consequence. We'll take the -4, and I'm gonna call this one "Shit's Getting Real." And so what happens? I guess what kind of game are you playing, Jesse? Like, is it a card game? Is it a dice game?
I'm playing.
Can it be marbles so that these big old marbles
Tiddlywinks?
just like
I'm playing-
drop?
I'm playing Tiddlywinks.
High stakes tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
Anti-grav tiddlywinks. Okay. All right.
Which
So
makes it very hard. Which makes it very hard to do.
what is the device or whatever that you use? How do you cheat it? How does tiddlywinks even work? Like that's where you like poke you like flick the little plastic disc.
No, that's Pogs.
No. Tiddlywinks is totally all right. It's totally the thing.
Searching.
Yeah.
Tiddlywinks
There's
is
a
little
plastic.
stars things, right?
No, there's a
Yeah, no,
that's Jax.
Tiddlywinks. So the whole point of it is you need to get into the cup.
Yes, that's what I'm
So
saying. So you flip the little.
Yeah, you're flipping one disc with another disc, trying to get all of your colors into the cup.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like flicking or whatever. These little things. It's okay. All right. So how would one cheat at this?
Because
How do you win, I guess?
get your tiddlywink into the cup.
Yeah, the most tiddlywinks of yours in the cup at the end of the game, you win.
So could we say this is like a space version of Tiddlywinks where you're like they're like chips, kind of like every one of your pieces like counts as money or something. I don't know.
So much.
Oh my
So
god, it's real.
I think you have to consider that like the dealer is going to be like god tier at Tiddlywinks.
The little
And the whole point of the game is beat the dealer, right?
the little
Right.
objects that you're flicking are called winks. And then
Right.
the act of putting your wink on top of someone else's wink is called squapping. So the goal is to squap as many enemy winks as possible.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm
It's
gonna
like
say
if we made this up, no one would believe us this was real.
Tiddlywinks.
I'm gonna say there's a guy who has like a pretty high stack, right? And he's been sitting kind of like this with his sleeves up, and he keeps just like taking one and like tossing them. And he's been doing pretty well. And I just like slip a bunch into his sleeve, and at a certain point he goes like this, and they all just drop out. Yeah, like a bunch of them just fall out of his sleeve.
So when that
Swap
happens,
the winks.
happens, all
Swap
of his winks tiddle out onto the table, and the dealer looks at him. Everyone at the table like gets up like frightened, and the dealer reaches under the table and pulls out a shotgun and just shoots the guy in the chest. And the guy like falls over backwards, and his chest is smoking. And the guy like cocks the shotgun, and the little like energy shells fly out of it. And he looks around the table and he says, "We got any more cheaters? We take Tiddlywinks damn serious around here." Everybody's just like, "Oh, you don't cheat at Tiddlywinks." And the guy's just like on his back, like clutching his chest as he bleeds out. He's just like,
Basil
my
the
wink-
entire time has been staring directly into the eyes of the guy who's dying, and he's like,
So he's reaching up with a handful of bloody Tiddlywinks, his like ancestral set, to try to give them to you. Like, please give
His
them.
ancestral.
Give them to my boy.
And then he dies, leaving a bloody handprint on your side, Basil,
As-
from which his little bloody Tiddlywinks fall off.
"Oh yeah." Basil
You-
turns back to the table and is like, "I love this game."
All right, so the dealer puts a shotgun away, and he's like, "All right, everybody, sit down." And two security guys like drag off the dead player. High stakes Tiddlywinks. All right, Rex, you hear the sound of a plasma shotgun going off, and the ladies all are like and like get frightened and like cling to you. And so we see you, and it looks like you're wearing water wings because they're just like holding onto your arms
Yeah.
and legs in fright. What do you do?
Rex is like, ladies. Rex is here. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Oof.
And he's like, hey, listen, I've got an idea. Sounds crazy, but this is electric. I'm excited. How about we pull all together, everything we've won, we all pull it together, and we take one roll on the table. And if we win, we have the night of our lives. Eh? I'm
Right. Okay. All right. So you wanna convince these ladies to like give you their resources basically.
Yeah, I'm
the old
trying to
ladies.
convince all the old biddies to pull all of our like scent machine winnings into
Yeah.
a giant pot and then bet it at Basil's table.
Okay. Right. So you sidle up. There's an empty spot at the Tiddlywinks table now.
Yeah.
So Artemis, you see, and we see your you have your the black glass of your face mask, and we see in a slightly distorted thing, we see Rex approaching with all these little blob ladies sliming along.
Have they agreed to it? Have I schmoozed them?
Yeah, I mean that'll be the roll. We'll see how much so they're breaking out their little slime purses and like.
And I'm like, obviously, only what you can afford. But the more we put in, the better night we can have if we win. I'm feeling really lucky.
I feel like Sam is practicing for his future when like streaming is not a thing anymore. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be a charming old Englishman at casinos.
Rex has been plowing them with drinks at this point. They're like all 3 drinks deep. I don't know if slimes even get drunk, but
Sure.
his thought process is that their morals have loosened somewhat.
Okay. All right. So let's have you make a roll. And I think this is, I don't know. Are you wanting to create an advantage, or do you want to just make another attack on security?
I feel like it would need to. I don't know. I think the idea is just I want to join Artemis's table with a significant part that I can lose.
Right.
So I guess that would be an aspect.
Yeah,
right?
you're creating an aspect for him. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So let's have you roll. I don't know what do you think you're doing here? What approach is this?
I would say clever.
Yeah, I think clever applies.
Yeah, he's deceiving the old ladies, and he intends to funnel the money to Basil to tip him over the edge.
Okay. Yeah, let's call it difficulty. It's not gonna be that hard. They like you already. Let's call it difficulty 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sexy.
Yeah, Rexy. Okay, so what would you like to call this aspect that you now have?
Many pennies make a pound.
Oh my god.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it's
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good. Gross. This is like some peak Nebula jazz today. All right.
You see like Rex with like he's like in leather. He's got his hair slicked back. He's got like a bunch of like old slime ladies on his arms, and they all like come over and like fill the gap where in the table. And he's like leaning over to him. He's like getting them all to blow on the dice one at a time and stuff. He's like, "We're gonna make it big. We're going out tonight."
Excellent.
Blowing on your winks.
He pretends he doesn't know you.
Yeah, you get a blow on your wings.
They're blowing on your winks, right?
Yeah, they're blowing
So
on the wings.
So you
Yeah,
get that good squap.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyone can use that. So I'll put it up at the top so we can see it more easily. And then Basil, it is your turn.
Basil continues to play, and this time steps it up and tries even harder to make as much as possible.
Okay. All right. Cool. So go ahead and make your attack. Clever, I think is the jam
Okay.
here.
Oh, come on.
It's okay. There's all kinds of options that you can use to power this roll up.
Stupid.
So
Stupid roll.
Let's see how it goes. All right. You got a 1. I got a 4.
Oof.
Now you have Rex backing you up. You got your beginner's luck.
Shit's getting
You have
real.
shit's getting real, and you have support from the shadowy man from a shadowy planet.
I'll do beginner's luck.
Hmm?
And like win a huge thing, like a huge, and then I will.
So this is like we've kind of watched you, and you're like, I don't know how to squap these winks, and then you do it, and someone's like, he's doing it, he's learning, and everybody's kind of like, ooh, look, the newcomer is like figuring out the game. Yep.
Yeah, and I'll do shit's getting real. The security guards are now very impressed by my skill at this game, but are like, oh, this is dummy. Like
Mhm.
he's
If we,
so
put him
lucky.
if we put him in a real game,
Yeah,
gonna
he's done.
flop. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
he'll
this
fold.
table, exactly, this table has become the focus of the scene, right? Because more and more people are showing up to it, and you're developing a little bit of a crowd. They're around to watch they're here to watch the robot squap, and so there's like a whispering in the crowd watching you play, and right before you, it's every like bad casino scene ever where there's a crowd and everyone's like ooh and like getting excited when you roll. So this right now it's you have 5 and I have 4. So do you want to stay there, or do you want to?
I think there's fine.
There's good. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, so I'll take a stress.
I think the old ladies with me have started cheering you on as well. They're just getting caught up in the table in general.
Oh, they see Mel Gibson and are
Yeah.
sliming themselves right now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, these old ladies, they wouldn't talk about it in polite company, but
Yeah.
they've visited the
Rex
Gibson
sees one of them
estate
ugly,
once,
leans in,
twice.
he's like the look of that one, do you? Don't blame you.
God.
Rolls
Yeah.
again.
Totally. All right, Luna, you've just gassed 2 of the security guards, and what are you gonna do?
What could possibly go wrong?
Yes,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
ask them for any form of like card that would get me onto the elevator so I could go to the other floor.
Okay, so you wanna try to.
A card, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Are they both of similar height and build? Are either of them of similar height and build?
I mean, almost certainly not, because they're aliens.
But I'm an alien too.
I feel like you don't grasp this alien concept. Okay.
Are you saying that there can't be other 2-legged elf-like aliens out there?
Think of like Monsters Inc.
Right.
Is that actually what we're at, like a Monsters Inc. Okay.
I mean, the chances of the characters in Nebula Jazz being physically homogenous in even the slightest way is really unlikely, and the reason why all of you are like bipeds is because you're the cast of the show, and if the show was about like a sentient cloud of vapor and
Or like slime people.
yeah, or like a horrific
Weird
slime.
stuff.
Like a
Yeah.
fucking slime or
Weird
something.
stuff. But for the most part,
Feel.
you're all here as the centering thing for
Hey,
the audience to like attach
fit
to.
some pants. I'm just saying. Okay. Never mind. If I
But
think
security credentials are certainly
Okay.
possible.
Yo, can I take one of their communicators as well? If they have like a way of walkie-talkieing each other, whatever exists back then.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so you're gonna try to create an aspect like security equipment, basically, that you've got access to their security.
I
stuff.
am and I hope you agree. I am cleverly trying to gain my way into this area via having their security equipment and knocking them out and taking them out of the game. Well, for now.
Yeah,
Temporarily.
I mean they're knocked out, and then you're severing them from the security system by just taking away their stuff. Yeah, do you want that to be? Are you attacking? Is this like you undermining security overall, or is this you creating an aspect?
I'm just trying to get up there. I'm not. I'd say more of an aspect of trying to get up there. So,
Okay.
Than I am attacking them.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So you're cleverly creating an aspect. I think you have access to the bodies. Let's say difficulty 2.
Okay.
There you go. Did it.
Yeah.
All right.
Got it for once.
All right. So you have security credentials. This can get you into the VIP area, anywhere that it would get a security guard.
Can I go there now, or do I have to wait?
I think you could start heading there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do with your gas mask?
Um.
Basically, the real question is, Is there a bad fart joke between here and when you leave this scene? Do you walk out of the bathroom with the gas mask on and bump into someone and like?
I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of people that saw me run in there, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, I thought it was something else, but I just found out that what I ate earlier gave me the biggest case of you know what? Never mind. You don't want to know. Don't go in there. It's disgusting. Like."
Right. So you say this as you're taking off your gas mask, emerging from, and there's like wisps of knockout smoke behind you.
It's Ace Ventura. Do not go in there. That thing.
It's good. So that's where our cultural touchstone is for this episode. Ace Ventura, Pet
Ace Ventura. I love it.
I did it, everybody. I quit, and thanks for playing.
Sorry.
I can't. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not trying to do Hamlet here. Okay. So you have access to security's credentials. They're paying close attention to Basil at the table. Many of the images on the monitor are now focused on different angles as our sexy robot friend leans in to tittle them winks. So let me make my attack, and I think Basil, you need to defend against this one.
And what would I be defending?
It's up to you. You can defend in whatever way.
Cleverly. I don't want to.
Yeah, you're hiding the fact that you're like cheating and like manipulating the game. That you're actually the one in charge.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a 2. You got a 2, and I got a 3. You can just take the stress, right?
I'll take the stress. That's fine. I'll take the 1.
Okay. All right. Artemis.
I don't even know what else there is to do.
Yeah. I mean, so the scene is like Rex. Basically, the only people at the table now are you, Rex, and Basil. There's a crowd of people who are gathered around watching Basil kick ass at Tiddlywinks. There is the grizzled and now murderous Tiddlywinks dealer,
Right.
who is like leaned in and like playing hard against Basil, and then Luna's doing some stuff. So how would Artemis assist and support Basil in this effort, or would you find another way? Would you like leave the table and find your own?
Well, I never sat at the table.
Yeah, you're just nearby.
I was always just like.
Yeah, you're like in the crowd. Yeah.
I guess I would like. I want to say that I would move closer to like the high stakes area, so that if like they need me for something, then I'm already there. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So you're just like standing by, like kind of fading.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's
Okay.
completely acceptable. So you can create an aspect for yourself that's like, yeah, waiting in the shadows or whatever. So later you can leap out and be like, haha, I was ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, wicked. Difficulty 3, sneaky.
Okay.
You got 2.
Okay. I'll why do I keep closing my character sheet? That's very silly. I'll invoke Golden Shadow, because I know how to just kind of like blend in when I need to, I guess.
Yeah, totally. This is your jam. You're actually like more at ease doing the direct skullduggery.
Yeah, I would much rather be like skulking. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to call this? What do you want to call this aspect?
What a great question. This is not my forte.
Great question, Adam. Thank you for asking.
Good names for things is
if I
not
were
my
to think of the
forte.
name of an aspect, I would have to think about the different things that go into naming an aspect. All the while, like, just what the fuck I need to name this thing. What am I going to call it? I mean, the aspect represents.
Can I call it a supporting role?
Yes, totally. Yeah, I like it.
Like I'm ready to just back up whoever needs my help at any given moment.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Rex, what would you like to do?
I would like to, I guess, create an aspect that Basil can use, or is Basil already been? He's that's it. He's already.
Look, keep giving me aspects to
Yeah.
use. I love that.
I guess I'd like to create an aspect that Basil can use.
This is precisely how you beat big foes, right? It's like feeding aspects to somebody and then having them hammer on the target.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do to create this aspect?
I think the idea is that I start deliberately losing
Right.
and just basically feeding money into the table.
I know a good name for this one. Okay.
All right, go for it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I wonder.
No, I want to hear yours first.
No, you do the roll, and we'll see if you get it.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
So this is sneaky or clever, whichever.
Okay, let's do sneaky.
Okay, and
what
we'll
do I
say difficulty 2.
No.
All right, so we can still make it, but I'll get to use it instead of you, because you don't want to trade in your other ones for this one. There's sort of no point, right?
Yeah, there's no point in like trading one in for one.
I mean,
I guess there might be a point in the fact that you don't get one if I do.
That's true. Yeah, it's denial, right? But it would cost you the use of one of yours.
He could invoke, right? He could invoke like pennies make a pound or something.
That's what I mean. Like, so
he's saying if I use one to create one, then I did.
It's a lateral trade.
Or I can create
see.
one,
but it denies
another one that he can use as well. Yeah. Let's do that.
You want to do that? Okay. See, I was gonna call it no end to fold'em. What were you gonna call it?
Huh?
What were you gonna call it?
Old Lady Luck.
That's a good one too. Damn. Nice. All right. So yeah, I think this just twigs the security to like, hey, wait a second. Like this guy is actively playing badly. Like you're not as slick as you think you are. And security, yeah, they twig to the fact that you're like kind of throwing this game of tiddlywinks. Basil, they are down to 1 consequence and they're -3 stress box.
I'm
So
ready. Let's do this.
if you can beat me by more than, you need to get 4 on me to win.
I got this. I believe in this dream. Let's do this.
Okay, so I have access to. Let me just take a look. I've got 1 fate point, and I have no end to fold'em that I can use. You have 1 fate point, and you have many pennies make a pound, a supporting roll, and I think that's it. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, so what do you do?
I continue to try and up the ante to gain more attention now that I see everyone's sort of in place.
Like all in moment, right? Like where you finally made enough, and everybody is like, "Look at this!" Like down on his, like he's pulled himself up by his scuzzy cables. He's ready to win it big. And and this one's for all the winks. You slide in your credits, and there's a steely gaze between you and the dealer as he
rolls. Put a lot of pressure on me with this whole credit business because now I'm worried.
I mean, it's not gonna. If you fail, it's not like you'll still be able to play, but everybody be like, oh, and it'll backtrack your thing. But I need to roll well on
but
this.
I ain't failing. I ain't failing. Let's do it.
All right, do it. Damn. All right. So you got 4.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
All right, I'm gonna use my last fate point to reroll. So I have no more fate points.
Oh, thank God.
Still got a 1.
And
now
I'm
you
going
need
to use a supporting roll. I'm gonna use a supporting roll to buff that so I defeat you.
Okay. How does Artemis's hidden presence assist you in this?
So there is a guy, one of the other people playing catches her out of the corner of his eye and is distracted for a moment, and because he's like, wait, was that what? And he de-winks his tiddly, and it like flips and misses, and I tiddlywink
So
onto
in
it. I
slow
squat-
motion, we see this guy, right? And he leans over the felt mat to use his squidger to flick the wink into the little thing, and he turns slightly when he pokes down on it, and it flies up in slow-mo and hits him in the eye, and he's just like ah, and he gets disqualified from the match as you come in with your perfect shot.
Yeah.
To finish the game. And I think that everybody's like cheering and like, yay, you won a bunch of credits and good job. And the one of the security, or well, not even one of the security, one of the like employees, maybe the manager or the night manager or whatever, comes over to you, and he puts a like a praying mantis like hook arm over your shoulder and looks at you with his insectoid face, and he says, sir, management would like to invite you upstairs. We have a seat for you at the big slowbuck game as a reward for your skill and loyalty.
And Basil looks at him and looks at the table, and he's like, oh my, if I could do this, I certainly could do that. How exciting.
Okay, so you get up and what do you do with all your winnings that are on the table?
Oh, I pick them up as like precisely as possible and place them in my sort of like clutched hand like I'm cradling a baby, but it's all money.
You make a little tower of them on your arm.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. The Tiddlywinks dealer looks at you, and for a moment, the two of you lock eyes, and you know deep down in your robotic processor soul, you have made an enemy this day.
Good. Screw that guy.
He's got this kind of weathered face. He looks like a person who has seen some shit. And as you turn to leave, the camera pans slowly down his uniform, and we see a name tag that just says Raoul on it. And we just see his hands like white knuckling on the felt of the Tiddlywinks table. All right, so you
There's no
so
laughing matter. I'm still at the table. Let's clarify.
so you're able to leave and go to the upper area, and I think that's what you do. So that leaves Rex downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
It leaves Luna with security credentials with the option to get upstairs. And then we have shadowy Artemis lurking about with the option to like sneak upstairs too. So Basil, what do? You just like go with them by yourself? Go up there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So you get into this big elevator in the center of because the casino is if you think of the station as like we talked about how it was like the main station is a big torus, a big donut shape with spindles that lead into a central spire. The casino, if the station is a wand, the casino is the jewel atop the wand, right? And so you're heading up the top of the spire into this sort of glass like bubble up at the top, and it's all set up for this high stakes game of slowbuck, and it's a completely different casino upstairs. It's super high class. Everything is plated in gold. There's fountains of expensive liquor made out of ice. The fountain, not the liquor. And then there are serving sentients moving around in the crowd, and paying lots of attention to the special guests in this area. It's set up a bit like a wrestling or boxing match in that there's this sort of central stage and all the seating around it that is set up. And on the stage, there is setting up for the main event, right? There have been some warm-up games, but setting up for the main event, there are those three. There's the eye patch, the eye patch Rockanoid guy. There's the space ape, and she's wearing her long, beautiful sequin gown, and then there's the pro, right? And she's wearing her tuxedo and has her sunglasses on, and they're all sitting down with a big glowing column in the center where they'll put their slowbuck cards. So this is what you see. The pit boss says, I have to return to the floor, but enjoy the game, sir. Drinks are on us. And he turns, and there's a like a waiter, sort of like this fiddler crab looking like creature with a little bow tie on, and he holds up a tray to you with a bunch of bubbling drinks.
I don't take. I sort of shoo away the drinks because my one hand is full, and I don't want to like. I'm minding all of my money. And
Sure.
I'm purposefully looking very like, oh my.
Yeah, the crab waiter scuttles like sideways off into the distance. All right, what are you gonna do, Basil?
I go up to the rock guy.
Yeah, so they've got their own little like crowd, and they're standing around in the sort of pre-staging area. The pro, she's talking strategy. The Rocklorian is probably there with like a coach or something. They're all ready to kind of like go up and play. And so as you approach, I think the Rocklorian's minder, whatever, kind of steps in the way, and he's like, "Whoa, hey, whoa, where are you going?" And this guy's also a Rocklorian. He's kind of got like a craggy stone face. He's quite low to the ground. Got a big beard made out of like quartz crystals, and he's wearing one of those little like newsy like caps, and is wearing like overalls. And he gets in your way. He's like, "Hey, where you going? You can't talk to the champ before the big game. Wait until it's over. We'll get you an autograph then. All right, Mel."
And I look him up and down. I'm like, I just never thought that I'd ever get to play with the famous Porgus Pete.
Right. Yes, of course. I like
I'm
it.
so
And
excited.
when you say his name, Porgus Pete looks over at you with his one good eye glinting like a diamond in its socket, and he turns, kind of like narrows his brow at you, kind of like, "Hey, hear my name," and he walks over to you, and he puts his rocky hand on his little friend's shoulder, and he's like, it's all right, buddy. Let me. And he like pushes him aside, and he says, "I always have time for a fan." And he steps up to you.
Oh, and I look at him. I'm like, "Oh, sir, I'm no fan. I'm just very excited to take your money."
And he blinks a couple of times, and he like lifts the eye patch up so you can see with both eyes. He's like, "Excuse me?"
I'm going to be playing with you. I'm ever excited.
And he kind of like stares for a second and coughs. What?
Apparently, I'm very good at gambling.
I mean, he looks at the pile of credits you have in your hands, and he says, "Is that so?"
And I sort of like instinctively cover them. I'm like, yes, that's so.
He sneers, and he says, "Well, we'll just see about that. I've been playing Slowback my whole life. I finished 3 games."
Basil looks at him and is like, I assume that's a great number. I've never played.
And so he laughs out loud, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
And Basil's like, oh, well, thank you. I can't wait to play. And sort of like walks off and goes to approach one of the other people in the competition.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, so you walk over to the woman in the sequin dress. She's covered in a fine layer of sort of shimmering purple, kind of semi-transparent fur. She's big tusks. She's polished them for the event. And she's surrounded by a bunch of other kind of like chimpanzee-looking creatures in evening wear, like fancy 80s evening wear. They look like they're going to the prom or something. And they're all like just laughing and talking.
Basil walks up and is like, excuse me.
And she turns.
Nance Fuqua is her name.
Sure. I was gonna go with Sheena Beaston.
No, how dare you? How dare you?
So
Your
Porgus
puns
Pete,
must stop.
it's okay. So
That's
yeah.
Kukwar.
So she turns and looks at you and she's like, "Oh, hello there. Did someone send you for me? I don't have any time for you right now, but maybe after the game." And she kind of grins at you, with big terrifying meat-rending teeth.
Basil is like, "Oh, I think you should be worn out during the game. I can't wait to play with you. I'm going to win."
And she shakes her head and she's like, "Oh, honey, I think you're malfunctioning. This is the big Slowbot game. The little tables are downstairs."
Basil sort of like raises his money, his credits. He's like, "Look, yeah." It's like, "Look, I'm in."
And she shakes her head and she says, "Slowbot's not a game for the weak-willed, son." And puts her big paw on your shoulder. She says, "We're gonna chew you up and spit you out."
And Basil's like, "I look forward to the process," and sort of just walks away.
Yeah. So you walk away to the giggling laughter of the like ape creatures
Yes.
as you walk away. Yeah, they're all kind of like dismissing you.
I of course
and then-
approached the last person. Yeah.
Yeah, and then lastly, so this woman, she, like I said, she's sort of near human. She has blue skin, weird forehead, and is wearing a like a slick tuxedo, bow tie, and she's not doing or saying anything. She's wearing these like fingerless gloves and these sunglasses, and she just looks like she's like staring at the anti-grav field where they're gonna play.
Basil sort of stands beside her and is like, "It's beautiful, isn't it?"
And she turns. She looks at you. "I suppose, in its way."
"Hello, Miss fuck. Cherry Poutine is her name."
Of course. Why would it be anything else?
Yep.
Excuse me, Miss Poutine. I'm playing with you this evening, and I'm very excited.
So you're a Slowbot player, eh?
No, I've never played before, but I intend to win.
I'm sorry to hear that. See, it's a game that requires discipline. You have to know what the rules are about.
And Basil looks down at his money. It's like, "I feel like if I've gotten this far, it's only a matter of time before I walk away with all of your credits."
And she kind of chuckles, and she says, "You talk a big game, Sexbot. See you in the field."
"I can't wait." And Basil sort of like goes back to himself.
Okay, great. So yeah, you introduce yourself, you threaten each of the other contestants, and then you walk away, and we fade out on that, and we'll come back in on the big game when we return.
I'm
Just
really
running
proud
there.
of Cherry Poutine.
That's
I'm very
for
proud of
sure.
that one.
Good. Nice work. It's like Don Cherry Poutine. It's great.
Yep.
All right, stick around. We'll be back. We got another hour of Nebula Jazz when we return.